Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol NAKD, Naked Brand Group. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. So Naked Group has actually had a run. It hit a peak here of about 25 cents. I'd write that down. That's pretty high for that recovery there, but it wasn't able to break through the highs that it needed to break through, which was up here at 25.96, almost 26 cents. Now it got rejected from that 25-cent mark, and it's just been falling. It's hanging out right now at about 21 cents, but the live feed is showing us here 20.47. So right now this is currently fighting between that 21-cent range and that 20.47 range to see in the next 30-minute time frame what is it going to be. Now we're currently seeing this in a downward direction, so it's still above the 50-day moving average. I want everyone to be aware of that. The 50-day moving average is down here at 1944. Super important number to keep in mind. As long as we're above it, the bulls are in control. The moment we're below it, the bears are in control. So I want us to look at this closely here based off the highest point before it actually dipped, because there was two rejections up here, and this is pretty broad. I wouldn't want us to focus on that. And I know this is a bearish candlestick, but the highest point in that bearish candlestick was at this point, and then it started to steeply fall. So I want every single investor to keep these numbers in mind. We're going to look at our support, we're going to look at our resistance, and as this steeply started to fall, it's getting closer and closer to the 50-day moving average, and then we're going to talk about below the 50-day moving average. So here we are with the lowest point before the run, and that's 1839. So if the 50-day moving average gets broken through, you want to pay close attention to how the stock is reacting between 1840, 1839, and see how quickly is it moving to newer lows, or are the bulls trying to reappear before it breaks through that support? Because if it breaks through this support, this will start to see newer lows. But if the bulls reappear, they will be that tug of war of the down and upward direction to see if the bulls can redominate this and bring this back up to bullish territory. So I want you guys to stay posted and pay close attention to that. Once again, the 50-day moving average is 1944. This is subject to change. I mean, I'm doing this live right now as the market is open, but I wanted to analyze these as early as I could before the weekend starts, so that you guys are aware of what numbers to pay close attention to, and if they get broken through, obviously the next number would be the lowest point or the highest point that it reaches. So I want you guys to be aware of that. But in this case, it's the next lowest point. If it brings itself back up slightly, this is still the support, and this is still our resistance unless it breaks through any of these points. And the 50-day moving average will be changing with it, but it's always good to know it and keep it in mind. So the support level here is 20.01. I'd round that down to 20 cents just to keep it simple, right? 20.01, forget that, just 20 cents. So you guys can go ahead and have that right there rounded and to the T at 20 cents. So if this gets broken through, you have a really small window to the hundreds and thousands place, right? 0.005, because our 50-day moving average is literally 1944, 0006, right? 0.0006 to the thousands place of distance from 0.0005. And I know I'm being all confusing here, but to the hundreds and thousands place, you have a really small window here. And what I want every single investor to be aware of is that if it breaks through support, you have that small window still in bullish territory to see how this stock is reacting. How quickly is it moving to newer lows? Are the bulls trying to reappear, or are the bears dominating this? How much closer are they getting to the 50-day moving average? Did they cross it? Are we now in bearish territory? Those are the questions that I want every single investor to ask themselves and pay close attention to, how the stock is behaving. And I want to emphasize, you're going to want to watch this closely. You're going to want to watch this closely. At 20 cents being broken through and this starts to work its way down, you want to pay close attention to how it's reacting in that small window of time. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. Now, on the other hand, this is what the bulls want, and this is what the bulls need a breakthrough to then get to the next level, which is up here at the highest point reached in the day, which is 25 cents. 25 cents to the T. That is the point that the bulls really want to break through, but before getting there, they need to break through 23.35, turn that into a support, and start to pull away from it to reach closer and closer to that highest point to start to work its way up to newer highs, new resistance levels, and start to pull further away from the 50-day moving average to get deeper into bullish territory. So I want every single investor to be aware that for the bulls to stay in bullish territory any longer, they need to break through 23.35, turn that into a support, and start to work their way up to newer highs. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02, and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.